So we're testing out mono red Etali. So the original Etali, the Etali Primal Storm. It's a I call it mono red Parasite because it's essentially stealing spells from other players. That's the general theme of the deck, and then using other people's resources against them. So we're kind of like a parasite, right? We don't have any I mean, we do have win cons, but we don't have any like real traditional win cons, and so we're kind of just feeding off everyone else in order to survive. It's a pretty fun deck. I like it a lot. But it's not finished yet. I'm working out the kinks. And so I'm in the final stages of deck building where the deck is 99% complete, but there's just a couple tweaks that need to happen, and you're only going to figure those out by playtesting the deck, right? So that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. We got another player. We can hop into the game. Let's make this a little bit smaller. That's gigantic. Okay, is this a keepable hand? 3 land. I mean, Dormant Volcano is actually pretty good on turn 2 with this hand. We can play Dowsing Device. Burst of Mirror is decent. This again is one of the examples of a copy spell, right? We can copy a creature. So we can copy someone's like ramp creature or solemn, something like that. This hand is okay. It's okay. It ramps a little bit. We have a haste enabler. You know, a little bit of ramp. Otherwise, it's kind of mid. I'm worried about shipping it away because then I'm gonna end up with a land with one hand, a hand with one land. So I think we gotta squint and kind of keep it. We'll see what we draw. So Dormant Volcano is one of the bad bounce lands. I have to bounce an untapped mountain, so I can't like use the mana and then bounce it back to my hand. So it does suck in that sense, but we're limited on the amount of bounce spells that we can use in mono-colored decks. We only have 2. They haven't made any like mono-colored like double red bounce lands. I hope they do eventually, but this is what we got for now. This is a card that I may change out too, because it's been varying levels of good and bad. When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's so bad. But I think this is the ideal time to draw it, like early in the game, and we can, bounce the mountain back to our hand, and on turn 3 we can have 4 mana, right? We ramped a land ahead, so it's decent. So who are we playing against? That's good to know. New commander, Hearthhole in the World Seed. I actually bought this pre-con. I did a whole video on it on my channel, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. I went through every single card. I unboxed it, talked about every card and the new cards, the old cards I'm excited about. So it's a sweet deck. I've actually never played against it. This is probably upgraded from the pre-con, but it could be the actual pre-con, which is pretty cool. Joyra, this is a very scary deck. It's basically, is it artifacts, and every artifact they cast draws them a card, and then they can reduce the cost of the artifacts down to 0, and they can basically draw their entire deck. It's really easy to do. I used to own this deck in paper, and I took it apart because it was so boring to play against people. You basically would have these like 15-minute turns where you just like drew your whole deck and tapped all your mana rocks and then untapped them, and yeah, I was like playing the game by myself. So very strong, probably arch enemy right off the bat. And then a Transformers card, Flame War Brash Veteran. I've never seen this one. Okay, so sacrifice another artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Flame War and convert it. Activate only as a sorcery, or they can pay 1, discard your hand. Put all exiled cards you own with intel counters on them into your hand. And then what's the backside? Living Metal. It's a vehicle. Menace Death Touch. Whenever Flame War deals combat damage to a player, exile that many cards from the top of your library face down. Okay, got it. So it's like weird exile card advantage. Interesting. Kind of cool. I'm always down for weird Rakdos decks. That's my jam. Engineered Explosives on 1. Okay. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters. Weird. Okay. Well, let's not... Thankfully, we don't have any 1 mana value permanents. Oh, shit. God damn. So, we don't play that, right? we like, literally can't play that into the Engineered Explosives. That sucks. They have to pay 2 to do it, though. Are they going to really use their next turn to blow up my Soul Ring? Let's make them do it. I mean, as long as this exists, it's going to be bad for us, so... Wow, what a card to play and what a card to draw after that was played. If it survives, the Dormant Volcano doesn't feel as bad. Cover Ready Courtyard, they're gonna search for something. Definitely makes sense to run as many fetch lands and lands that sacrifice in Hearthhole since they trigger a lot of the cards in the deck. I wonder if they have, like, is this a charge counter deck? Because it's really weird to play Engineered Explosives on 1. You'd think you would kind of wait until there was something you wanted to blow up, and then you would play it for that much. Like, wait until there's a 3-drop that you want to get rid of, or a 4-drop like Joyra, and then you would play it for X equals 4 and then blow it up. But I don't know. Are they going to do it? They are. Okay. Sure. Oops, I can't. Oh my god! Okay, well I just mega failed. I just super mega failed. Okay, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I got distracted by my Soul Ring getting blown up. Well, I went from the potential of 4 mana down to misplaying because of Dormant Volcano and the way it reads. This is why I hate playing on Moto, though. Like, I mean, I love Moto because it's the only way that I get to play, but like, in actual Commander, I would just say, oh, my bad, I misplayed that, untap my mountain, and play Dormant Volcano and do it the right way, right? But there's no takesy backsies on Moto. If you do something wrong, you're just fucked. Watch me draw Surveyor's Scope and it'll all be worth it. Then it was all planned. Okay, weapons manufacturing. Whenever non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions with when this token leaves the battlefield does 2 damage. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I would have 1/2 from the Soul Ring plus Dormant Volcano, 3/4, 5 mana right now. If they hadn't blown up my Soul Ring and I didn't fuck up my own turn, but what are you gonna do? love this card. So good. Maybe they are playing the precon. It looks like the precon. This is a bracket 3 game though, so they're a little bit at a disadvantage if they're playing the straight precon. But so far that's what it looks like. These are all precon cards, including this land. And this one as well. But yeah, this one's sweet. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token permanent, you may exile the top card of your library, but it doesn't go away. During your turn, as long as you've sacrificed a non-token permanent, you may play cards exile with this creature. So you, like, as long as this creature stays on the battlefield, you have, like, access to them forever, which is really cool. Only Cold Anvil. I mean, this deck is artifacting harder than this deck. Oof. Alright, that's a good draw. We can't make a... There's, like, no creature worth copying. So, I think it's probably better just to play the Charming Scoundrel. It'll probably get blown up by this Munitions, but it is what it is. This player's holding up the stack because they haven't tapped their Ironcrag. Okay, put the trigger on the stack. We'll just make a treasure. Yep. It already has haste, so it doesn't matter. Okay. It's gonna die anyway, so do we just attack this player because they're way out ahead, make them potentially block with their construct? Potentially. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we do. It is a 2-1. Very scary. Oops. This guy needs to yield. All right, here we go. Okay, got in the 2 damage, I guess. Yeah. Yield through this turn. Don't have anything else to do. Hopefully, people play some other stuff that he'd rather send the 2 damage at, but we'll see. Okay. I think that's a worthy target. So this is kind of like the inverse of Scoot Swarm. You know, you can tell by the name Scouring Swarm. Right? So whenever you sacrifice a land, it does what Scoot Swarm does. So, you know, not as good because playing lands is easier than sacrificing lands, but you know, in a deck that's built around sacking lands like this one, it's definitely theoretically possible to have this pop off and get a bajillion creatures. This player is just eating at their own clock. And we're not playing like a hour-long clock, we're playing the 25-minute one, so I've seen people lose on Moto because they just didn't time manage well enough. Okay, they played Jora. I gotta think that's an even better target for munitions. They gotta have a way to do 3 damage instead of just 2, but I have a feeling they'll be able to. Okay, what does this say? When this enters, or is put into a graveyard, make a 1/1 servo. Yep. So they have 2 munitions now. So if they have a way to sack both, where are they going at? Yeah, I figured it would go at me. Okay, 2 damage to me. Mirror Retriever, pretty good in an artifact deck. Sack 1 of the munitions. Then what? Okay, so they're going after the Joyra. Smart. Also, I talk about this all the time, but like, even though this is a very powerful commander, you shouldn't just run it out once you have 4 mana to play it, because this is what's going to happen. Like, people know that Joyra is really powerful, so it's just going to get immediately removed. Like, what you need to do is have some more pieces down, then play Joyra and storm off, right? But you don't want to just play her with like no mana up. Maybe if you have like 5 mana and a protection spell, right? Like a phase out spell or something. But yeah, just playing Joyra completely unprotected like that, not a great idea. All right. Is there anything worth copying? Not really. Just a bunch of like little artifacty dudes. I mean, we could copy Charming Scoundrel and make another treasure. That actually would be good. And then we can Blast Act. That'd be pretty sweet too. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We really want to get to 4 treasures so we can flip Dowsing Device. Curse Mirror. Make a copy of Charming Scoundrel. Make another treasure. Yield. Dowsing Device. It already has haste, so it doesn't matter. Probably also not going to attack with it. Okay. We don't want to Blast Act this turn. Because we'll blow up our own mana rock. So we'll just keep these up and pass. We can Chaos Warp something if we really need to. Yeah, we didn't want to blow up our own Curse Mirror. We just wanted the value of the extra treasure token. Oracle of Moldiah. That's pretty good. Braid's Arisen Nightmare is on top. Evolving Wilds. Oh, the Evolving Wild, which shuffled away their what I think is one of the best cards in their deck, their Braids. That's like top tier card advantage. And they shuffled it away. I don't know if they meant to do that. Now they have a swamp on top. Cool. I was thinking about holding the Blast Act until they got the Braids down, but now I don't have to do that. Yalzeth Prismari, another really good Izzet artifact creature. This could easily be the commander of the deck. Not as good as Joyra, because Joyra is just insane. But definitely, like, S tier Izzet artifact commander. Okay, so now they have 1 mana up. I don't know if they run protection spells, but they are in blue, so they have the ability to run like a blink effect or, you know, a phase out effect. We shall see. Next turn we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Who are they going for? Okay, going for them. They can't block because it has Menace. Makes sense. I didn't think I'd need the Chaos Warp this turn, but I you know, you always want to hold it up if you don't have to, you know, use it, but you can use it as an emergency button. But I'll be happy to not have to use it because I want to keep all my mana. And again, I just need 1 more artifact to flip Dowsing Device. If I don't get there, I don't get there. It is what it is, but it'd be cool to do it. A little bit of ramp. It's technically a haste enabler too. Put this over here because that's who it belongs to. In the revealed zone, right? Yeah. Should be in the revealed zone. All right, on the stack. Okay, that's fine. Okay, gonna go back and get engineered explosives. Sure. Okay. Sounds good. How many counters are on it? Last time they only put 1. 0. Okay. You're gonna hit all the zeros? You're gonna hit all the treasures? Is that what you're gonna do? Other tokens as well? I mean, that's gonna hit all your tokens too, though, man. Like... Yield to all. Just a lot of triggers going on right now. But that's what happens when you play against only Colt Annabelle. It's a cool card. Alright, did I make it back to my turn? We did it. And my treasures are still intact. Now watch them do it in my upkeep. Okay, cool. I think that works. Like if they sack this and there's 0 charge counters, they blow up all the 0 mana value permanents or non-land permanents, right? So that'd be all tokens, which kind of like hurts them the most. I mean, it would suck to lose my treasures. Ooh, all is dust. Not great against the artifact deck, but definitely good to have in the back pocket. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can play Etali, and honestly, now that they play this engineered explosives, I think I need to use these treasures. Otherwise, I'm going to lose them. Use them or lose them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there's enough to Blast Act. Well, let's first. Nah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. There's no good attacks. There's no reason to attack. Let's just Blast Act. Okay. They could have, if they had mana, which I guess they don't, they could have responded by blowing up all the treasures, which would have been a bummer. Okay. We don't have any protection, like I talked about before. That's usually not a good thing to do with your commander. However, we're in red, so it doesn't matter. We wouldn't have protection even if we had mana up. And then I guess we'll play this guy tapped. And just pass the turn. Hopefully Etali makes it through the next turn cycle. We'll see. Then we don't need haste. Ideally, this deck, there's a bunch of haste enablers in it. Ideally, what we want to do is play Etali, give it haste, and attack the turn it comes down. But we don't have the cards right now to do that, so we just kind of have to play the spells that we can. You know, if it gets removed, it sucks. But if it survives and makes it to the next turn, someone likely will have a bad block or, you know, no creatures at all, right? Because I just wiped everything that everyone's been building up to. So, you know, Etali's a 6/6, right? There'll be someone worth attacking. You know, like this player could play Hearthhole, but then it's not a creature, right? Not yet. Seven mana. Pest Infestation. Destroy some artifacts. Okay, what artifacts are you choosing? Ooh, all of theirs. Yeah. Seems... Oh, it's enchantments or artifacts. Okay. And then you make a bunch of pests. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good trade for them. Yeah, now they have 6 power down, which, you know, they'll gladly block Etali with all 6 of these. Okay. Good play from them. Let's see what the Is It player does. I mean, we very well could be attacking this player because, you know, they generally only make these little, you know, artifact tokens and, you know, scraps and stuff like that. Munitions. They generally don't have big things down. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this player. They're also at the highest life total, right? Yeah, so that's also worth noting. Usually when I can't, like if everyone's kind of even, I just kind of default to who has the highest life total. Howling Mine, cool. Yeah, I mean, they have 6 power. This guy has 6 power, so really they're kind of limiting my options to attacking this player next turn. Unless I draw one of my equipment or, you know, I have stuff that gives Etali flying. Like, if I draw some evasion, then it's different story. But as it stands right now, you know, I want to attack someone, get the trigger, but also keep Etali alive. Who they attack? They attack me. Menace Death Touch, right? They're probably upset about getting their board wiped. We can't block. And we wouldn't block anyway because I think it has Death Touch. Yep. So we'll take the 4. I think they lost all the cards too that they exiled with this from before, so that's definitely interesting. Can Etali survive an entire turn cycle unprotected? We are a couple phases away from finding out. Now that's assuming they don't have an instant speed, you know, targeted removal spell, which they could. Steel Overseer, sure. Doesn't have haste, so I'm not worried about that right now. Oh, it does if they, well, if they could have given it haste with Arena of Glory, but they did not. Okay. Now it's a 5/4, but it's tapped. Reanimate. Mere Retriever. Okay. Sure. More artifact sacrificing. Mere Retriever trigger, go get another artifact. Is that infinite? No, you would need another. If you had 2 Mere Retrievers, it would be infinite, but it doesn't work that way. Engineered explosives. Okay. Equipped creature gets +3/+0, has trample and lifelink. Okay. Sure thing. we made it. We made it back to our own turn, and Etali is alive. And there is not a lot of open mana. Draw 2 cards, which is sweet. We're gonna auto yield to this trigger. See what we draw. 2 lands. Sick. Okay. Well, we're gonna do the thing, right? Anyone have a response? Okay. Now this is an attack trigger, not a combat damage trigger, so blocking it doesn't matter. Okay, we only got 1 hit, so Soul of Windgrace, which we'll cast. Actually kind of works well with our current hand. We can't do 2 of the effects, but we can discard lands to draw a card. Whenever enters or attacks, you may put a land card from a graveyard on the battlefield tapped under your control. Ooh. Okay, what are my options? Okay, a couple of those. A mountain of foreboding ruins. We could do a dormant volcano. we could get retribution for our dormant volcano. Yeah, let's see if it's worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 6 mana. Yeah, why not? Okay. Turn a mountain. Okay. Finish the attack step. That was a lot of stuff happening in the attack step. They're just gonna block with their, like, token whatever. And then sack it. Makes sense. Okay, so main phase. Let's use Windgrace's ability to discard a land card and draw a card. Valakut Awakening. That's actually pretty good. Okay, sure. And then this gives us the option. This gives us 3 different options. We still have 4 mana up. We can use this ability 2 more times if we drew another land, right? So we could discard this land, draw something. If it's another land, we could do it again. We can Valakut Awakening, which is probably just way better. We can discard our whole hand if we want, draw 5, or no, draw 4. Or we can Chaos Warp something that's a threat if we need to. So we'll just keep our mana up and choose the best option. This thing is definitely a little scary. So it'll be a 5/4, and then they're gonna give it +3, +0, trample lifelink, so it'll be like a 8/4 with trample and lifelink, and menace and death touch. Yeah. So we might just, if they attack us, we'll see who they attack. If they attack someone else, it's all good. But if they attack us, we'll Chaos Warp it. We can always Valakut Awakening next turn. It's not a big deal. Okay, Hearthhole, the World Seed. They can definitely station it now. Yeah, I can probably yield through this turn. I'm not too worried about what they're going to do, at least on this turn. They got to remember to station it in one of their main phases, because stationing is not like crewing. You can't do it at instant speed. We'll see if they remember. Okay, cool. They do. I kind of want this deck to pop off because it's just such a cool commander. So 1 charge counter, 2 charge counters. If I was them, that would be all I would do right now. I would still keep 4 power worth of pests on the back foot to block. Really, that ability that they just turned on is the one that you care about the most in this deck. Turning it into a flying vigilant haste is kind of like it's the finisher. You don't need to do it right away. Plus, this is nice because it's not a creature right now, so it's an artifact, so it's much harder to kill. Like a board wipe won't kill it, so it's kind of like safely tucked away. We still have the Joyra player, which, can pop off at any time, right? Joyra costs 6. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So not likely to happen next turn, although they have already given artifacts a discount. They have this giant Nettle Cyst. We'll see what they do. Aetherflux Reservoir, there's the win con. I mean, if they start solitaring, we're gonna have to get rid of this. It's just, it is what it is. They have to get to 50 life first, too, so... Might not be a problem this turn. But next turn we're looking at maybe death. You may cast artifact spells as though they had flash. That's very scary. They have an 8/8. Let's see who they attack. I mean, they could just attack the open player. They don't attack anyone. I think that's just a bad play. I mean, you don't have to send all your creatures, but you have an 8/8. Like, attack someone. Man. I think they need, like, for commander design, they really need to introduce more things that promote attacking. Like, a good example would be the Monarch, right? Everyone loves the Monarch, and the reason why the Monarch is so loved is because, one, it draws you extra cards, but it makes players attack each other to get the benefit of drawing extra cards, right? So, it's one of the most well-engineered mechanics that I can think of late that's been introduced to the game, because, you know, I play a card, I get the Monarch, I draw a card on my end step, so I'm going to get the value no matter what, but then someone can attack me, then they get the Monarch. We will see who they attack. Like I said, if they attack someone else, we do not care. I mean, I guess they could hold it back as a blocker for Flame War, but they could have just blocked with other stuff. I don't know. Did they really think they were going to be the ones attacked? Maybe they just wanted it as a, you know, a sign to please don't attack me. I will block with my 8/8. I don't know. Because this is an 8/4, right? With Menace and Death Touch. Okay, who are you attacking? I mean, there's also an open player right here, so that seems like a really obvious place to go. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're not gonna use the Chaos Warp. Not on this. We are gonna Chaos Warp the Aetherflux Reservoir on their end step, though. We have to get rid of that thing. I was hoping someone else would deal with it, but so far no one has. Just the combination of like Aetherflux Reservoir, they can play all artifacts at flash speed, right? They can play Joyra next turn. They already have a cost reduction for artifact spells. All they really need is one more of these, and they can kind of play all their 2-mana artifacts for free. And they can just storm off and gain a bunch of life and kill everyone at the table. So I don't know how likely it is that happens next turn, but it's definitely not impossible. I've like I said, I've owned this deck, and it wasn't even like, it was like a budget version of the deck, and it was extremely powerful. Okay. Sure. Make me sack a creature. Well, I'll sack the Soul of Windgrace. It did its job. Oh no, it's not the sacrifice one, it's the draw card one. Okay, cool. It looked there's another black, I think it's an artifact that makes you sacrifice a creature. I played in my Esper Doomfortold Pioneer deck. What the hell is this? Ooh, okay. So now they can return Mirror Retriever. They can sack Mirror Retriever and return to their hand every turn. Gotta get rid of the Chaos Warp. Okay, my turn. Draw 2 from the Howling Mine. I mean, they could tap the Howling Mine if they want. I don't know if they realize that, but they can stop us all from drawing extra cards. Okay, cool. All right. There's no land that I care about blowing up necessarily. I mean, Arena of Glory would definitely be worth blowing up, but not really. I'm kind of okay with shuffling this away. All his dust is really good, but we're playing against two artifact decks, so it's not great here. It's kind of like really bad for me and this player, and kind of good for these players. So I'm okay shuffling that away as well. So let's do that. We'll draw a fresh 5. Okay, cool. Is there something worth stealing? We could steal the germ. Nah. I think we'll just attack with Etali and Soul of Windgrace, get a land back, and see what we hit. Go to combat. This guy's down to 26, so I'm going to leave him alone for now. This guy's up to 46, so I think we just got to go both at this player. It leaves us open, but hopefully we get some hits with Etali, and then we'll cast Combustible Gearhulk as a blocker. Tally trigger. Everflowing Chalice on 0 and Noxious Gearhulk. Okay. Do I care? I mean, I guess I'll take it away from them, right? But Wait, what? Why did it... Where's my other option? Why didn't it give me the Noxious... Oh, there. Okay. It just... Okay. I panicked for a sec. I thought it wasn't going to give me the Noxious Gear Hulk. Well, that's really good. Now we have a body and something that will blow something up. So what does it say? You may destroy another target creature. If this creature is destroyed this way, you gain life equal to its toughness. Cool. We'll blow up the germ. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll give this haste. It doesn't really matter. Blow up the germ. Okay. Cool, now we have 2 big bodies. I mean, this guy's used a ton of his own clock. I mean, look, these players have 20 minutes, 23 minutes. I have 13 minutes. This guy's all the way down to 10. That's crazy. Yeah. I guess it is a May ability. So I'll gain 8 life, which is nice. Back up to 37. Dowsing device. Oh, it is good to get the Everflowing Chalice, because that'll give me 4 artifacts. We'll flip the Dowsing device. Okay, so that's sick. I was debating casting it, because it was kind of... It's not going to do anything for me. I didn't want to pay the multi-kicker. But it flips the Dowsing device. Which is sick. That's a free land. I guess I could have paid the multi-kicker and gotten some extra value, but nah, whatever. That's like crazy planning my turnout. I can't think that far ahead. Anything good in here that I would care about? Just a bunch of mountains. Anything in here? I mean, the Evolving Wilds might be nice just to like get a mountain out of our deck, you know, so we can thin it a little bit. What does it say? It puts it back. Yeah, tapped. So it wouldn't matter. Riveteer's Overlook, you get a swamp, mountain, or forest. Yeah, so we'll do the Riveteer's Overlook. Because it'll sack. We don't have to wait till our next turn to get the effect. Okay. We'll get a mountain. I mean, this player's going to run out of time if they keep doing this, especially with a deck like Joyra, where they, in order to win, they kind of have to storm, you know? Okay. Continue my combat. that was all in the pre-block step of combat. Declare attackers. We still haven't gotten through combat yet. All right. And then we'll play a mountain. And then we'll Combustible Gear Hulk. Get another 6/6 on the board. First strike. And then we'll choose the player with the lowest life, which is the lands player over here, to see if they want to let me draw 3 cards or if they want to take a bunch of damage. Most people opt to just let you draw 3 cards, right? Because they don't know what's in your deck. They could lose 5 life, they could lose 15, 20 life, right? So you always choose the player with the lowest life. They're like the most likely to let you draw 3. I mean, they could take the damage if they want. Yeah, so they'll let me draw 3, which is sweet. Okay, we will use our last red mana to Magmatic Insight. Chuck a mountain. Draw 2. Cool. And we will yield through the turn. No plays. Alright, so that's a great example of what the deck's trying to do, right? Like, we're trying to steal people's spells, use them against each other. I mean, so far we've gotten tons of value from Soul of Windgrace. We've gotten 2 lands back from the graveyard and used the discard land to draw a card effect. We got the Noxious Gearhulk from one of these other players, probably this player over here. Destroyed the big 8/8, you know, and then we got down some of our own stuff as blockers. We were able to cast the Everflowing Chalice, not even pay the multi-kicker, and still get the benefit. Why is it holding up on me? I guess, do I need to tap this? Is that the even though this can't produce mana, because it was untapped, the game is like holding priority on me. But I literally can't do anything because this doesn't make any mana. That's so funny. But anyway, like, stealing the Everflowing Chalice helped us out too. It let us flip our Dowsing device, which flips into this land, which gives our stuff haste. So if Etali gets removed, we can recast it, give it haste, right? So that's the synergy of the deck. We don't really have, like, we kind of like are like mono red, no win con, right? And we just like use everyone else's stuff to try to fabricate a win, which is super fun to me. Super, super fun. Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, is a sweet card too, and we have more than 5 mountains. So now we can cast this, and then whenever we, or we can play this rather, because it's land, and then whenever we play a mountain, we do 3 damage to any target. So we can start picking off little creatures, we can start doing damage directly to players. It's a great effect. Wow, this player just scooped it up. Well, their hand must have sucked or something, because they, yeah. Okay, so this is now a 6/7. Yeah. It sucks because them scooping got rid of my Noxious Gearhulk, but whatever, it is what it is. I can't block, so sure. It is cool that it has Vigilance too, because you can attack and then you can also do the first station trigger, or the first station effect, where you can sacrifice a land to draw 2 cards and play an extra land. It's a really cool card. I hope more people see how cool of a card it is. I own it in full or borderless foil because I bought the precon. First precon I've ever bought too. Like I said in the video, no particular reason why. I just have always built my own decks, but this one was just so cool I had to buy it. Alright, they have a ton of mana, so they can kind of do anything. You know, I always say, like, Moto is a great place to play Commander. There's a couple things that suck about it, but one of the things that does suck is people will just scoop in the middle of games. Obviously, this wouldn't happen in real life, unless someone, like, you know, had an emergency or, like, ran out of time, right? It was, like, super late at the LGS or something like that, but, like, this happens almost every game, where someone is losing or they just get bored and they just leave, right? Which, you know, affects everyone else, because now, like, our attacks are going to go differently from here on out. You know, the decisions we make will be different. That's a great card. I actually have that in this deck. And like for me, I had a Noxious Gearhulk and now I don't, right? Now it doesn't matter because they played the Planetary Annihilation, but you know, just saying, like, that stuff affects things. This does suck though. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We really want as many mountains as possible. We want our dual land. We'll sack this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll sack 2 mountains. Right? Oh, choose 6 lands I control. Oops, I'm doing this backwards. Hello? Okay, there we go. Yep. And this is what I was talking about. Like, I actually literally described this exact combination of cards in the precon, right? If you get this up to, you know, the station 8, then you can play the land destruction and actually kill people. Yeah, we'll send Etali to the command zone. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can recast Etali. Whether we want to or not is a different story. So we all lose 10. Pretty good. And then they gain 6. Pretty good. Hopefully this Izzet player actually runs some removal, because I feel like besides this board wipe that was just cast, I've been doing all the removing this game. It's kind of, I mean, I would guess it's unlikely that at least this style of Izzet deck, the you know, Artifact Storm deck is playing any meaningful removal. They might have something storm related, you know, like bounce X number of creatures, you know, storm, right? But they're probably just trying to do their thing, right? They're trying to get Jorah down, pop off, win the game. So really it probably comes down to us trying to remove this thing or remove the player. Four cards in hand, 4 cards in hand. If they don't tap the Howling Mine, I'll be able to draw another 2. Maybe I'll find an answer. I just, was this a 6, 7? I don't have a ton of stuff that hits 7 toughness. I mean, I already cast Blasphemous Act. I already cast Chaos Warp. Pinnacle Monk is in the graveyard, so I can't even, like, get those things back with Pinnacle Monk, because they, it was one of the lands that I sacrificed. So things are not looking good. They played Joyra, okay. They can attach the Nettlesys to it if they want. Okay. Why do they keep doing that? Why do they keep tapping it to untap it? Why wouldn't they untap the Soul Ring and make more mana? I'm so confused. There they go. They figured it out. Okay, so we're not drawing two. We're just drawing the one. So okay, so in this deck I still have Ugin, All is Dust. Those are the things I'd have to draw to like have any meaningful impact on the board. There's the potential for me to draw something to give Etali haste, right? I mean, they're open. I could attack them if I can give Etali haste, but Etali costs 8 now. Amonkhet Raceway is a little bit late here. It'd be cool if I had like a sacrifice effect. Here's my options. I can play Song Mad Treachery, steal their commander. I could then sacrifice a land. I could punch them, sacrifice a land, draw some cards, right? But then I have 0 blockers down, and I'm just going to get punched. Not only by this, but by the artifact player. I could play Etali and then do nothing else. Seems kind of bad. I could play Soul of New Phyrexia and do nothing else. Seems kind of bad. Why don't we wait on the Song Mad Treachery play? Let's just get down Etali. It's unlikely it gets removed. Watch me get like Mana Tithe or whatever the blue version of Mana Tithe is. I didn't play my land first. Okay, thankfully that didn't happen. Let's play Valakut and then try to go from there. I mean, there's not a lot we can do, right? Those are our options. If we still had all our stuff, we'd have a lot more options. But that's the power of board wipes and why they're really good in Commander. I think if we're going to win this game, we have to kind of get as many options as possible. So Etali lets us hit potentially 3 spells, and those could all help us, or we could hit nothing and we gain 0 value, but just having the ability to do that is better than not being able to do that. So I think Etali is the right play here. And again, based on the fact that neither of these players have played any removal except for the board wipe that happened last turn, which is gone now, I think Etali is probably safe. And I think this player is straight up playing the precon. So I know every card in that precon, and I think they have a Blasphemous Act in there too. That's the only other thing. So they'd have to blow up their own creature to wipe the board. It's not like the other board wipe where they actually like make it one-sided by having a 7 toughness creature, because it does 6 damage to everything. I wonder who they attack. I mean, they attacked me last turn, but you have to know that Joyra down with this much mana, right? The ability to like tap and untap stuff with Clock of Omens. You have a Soul Ring, which you can like maybe make infinite mana with, right? You want to be killing this player. Like, yeah, I can steal your stuff, like boohoo, cry me a river. But like, this player could literally win next turn. So we'll see what they do. Oh my goodness, what was that? They make a 12-12. Okay. See who they attack. Okay, this is a put 15 charge counters on? Why? That's... Oh, because they had to. I got it. Okay. Okay. What's the second ability? Once during each of your turns, you may cast a permanent spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a land. Okay, well, you only have 1 mana, so that's not happening this turn. So like I said, I mean, it's not going to kill them, but they should definitely attack this player. Oh, they're not going to attack? I mean, if they can kill us both, right, then they should just do that, but they didn't attack with Hearthhole? It has vigilance. It's got to be a misplay. Okay. Well, we'll see if we survive, but I have a feeling this turn's going to take like... Well, they only have 4 cards in hand, so not necessarily, but there's a high likelihood that this turn will take 10 minutes. Now, they only have 6 minutes on their clock, so if they do take 10 minutes, then they just die from not having enough time left. They've been playing super slow, so yeah, clock's ticking. I mean, you're down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds, so you might want to start making some plays. Well, you know, like I said a couple times, I own this in paper, and you literally can draw your whole deck with this. It's not even that difficult to draw your whole deck with Joyra, so... and then a Clock of Omens is a big combo piece to just, like, go infinite, so... They have 2 huge combo pieces down. They should be able to do the thing here. And if not, like, win the game, they should have, like, a bajillion artifacts down by the end of this turn. But can they cast their stuff in time? Down to 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Helm of the Host. Okay. So they can equip it to Joyra and get double triggers? Sure. That's another artifact that they can tap to Clock of Omens that doesn't matter if it's tapped. Okay, make 2 Joyras, sure. They draw double cards. I mean, it's very good, but again, you're going to have option overload with 4 minutes left. Is that their whole turn? That was a lot scarier than I thought it would be. Okay, no, they're not done. Thelwar Stone. Okay, draw 2. Down to 3 minutes and 45 seconds. You have to combo faster, is it, player? You have to combo faster. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Ethereum Sculptor. Give everything... all artifact spells cost 1 less to cast. Another combo piece. Like I said before, they really just want to make all their casting costs for... basically, they're 2-mana artifacts, because the deck has mostly 2-mana artifacts, right? Or less. They want to give all those... They want to make those free to cast, right? And so now, if they get another one of these down, which there are, you know, they have like 4 or 5 of these types of effects in their deck. If they can do that, then they can go infinite. 14-12. Okay. I'm assuming that's coming at me. We'll see, though. I mean, this player's popping off. No? No attacks? Down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, Nykthos. Interesting. I mean... what do I do? So we can play a mountain and kill one of the Joyras, right? Do that first. Wait, what? Why didn't I get a trigger? If you control at least 5 other mountains, you may have this land deal 3 damage to any target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why didn't I get a trigger? Is that a Moto fail? Moto. Am I reading that wrong? Whenever a mountain you control enters, if you control at least 5 other mountains. I mean, maybe I have to have 5 mountains already with the way that's worded. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so what are we doing? I guess we attack with Etali first. No, we take the 14-12 and attack this player and attack again with Etali. We can attack this player with the own 14-12. Yeah, how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. It's not like great, but it's probably the best thing we can do. Oh, 10. We have 10 mana. This is flying, right? Yeah. So I could send lethal at them if I want, and they can double block my Etali with their Joyras, if that's really what they want to do. We can play Fanatic of Mogus as a blocker. Although do we just die? We don't. I mean, probably. If this player sends everything at us, then that's bad news bears. Will they do that? I don't know. I think it depends on what we hit with Etali. Dude, they're literally gonna... Okay, now I like have to hit them super fast because they're gonna time out of the game. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't even attack them because they're going to they're just gonna make themselves run out of time. Maybe I should be focusing on this deck. Actually, I think that's actually the correct strategy because they're not gonna have enough time to combo off. Okay, Etali trigger. Return the favor and Windgrace's Judgment. Ooh. Okay, so I can cast this, right? Okay, let's blow up your hearth hole. For any number of opponents, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls. Blow up your Joyra. And then we can cast Return the Favor and copy it. Pay the 1. Okay. It becomes a copy. I can blow up this 12-12 and the other Joyra. Yield to all. Hey! I love red copy spells. They're so good. What does this do when the creature another artifact dies? You may untap target artifact. Okay. Sure. So now they're looking at... I can untap an artifact. I can untap target artifact. I don't want to untap any artifacts. Okay. Cancel. Okay, they just scooped. Okay. I don't know. What do we untap? I guess the Howling Mine. That's the least concerning thing. I don't want to untap any mana of theirs in case they have a way to... No, I don't want to use it. I don't want to untap anything. Okay. So I do 0 damage to them, right? Okay, it's my main phase. Let's... We already played a mountain, right? Okay. So let's do that. Play the Fanatic. It's only going to do 3 damage, right? But they have a minute and 17 seconds left to combo off with Joyra. There's not enough time. They're going to run out of time. I said this in the beginning of this game, like, if you like dilly-dally around on Moto, you're going to run out of time, right? Especially if you're a combo deck. They have less than a minute to combo off. I wonder if they even realize that they have a clock. Phyrexian Metamorph copying what? Etali? Copying the... Oh yeah, they copy Etali, but it doesn't have haste. Okay. You have less than 30 seconds left. If they can somehow, in under 10 seconds, attack me and get another artifact down, then they can, and remove the Fanatic, then they can win. But I just don't think so with 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, GG. Hey. GG. What's funny too is like that was actually a really good comeback. So they made a copy of Etali, then they put the Helm of the Host on the copy to make a hasty Etali, and they were gonna attack me for 22. Right? That's actually pretty sick. I thought they were gonna try to combo off, which is obviously the point of Joyra, but they actually had a legit counterpunch to what I was doing, and they just ran out of time. If they literally had like 1 minute left, right, they would have been able to get their attack. Actually, they were in their attack step, and they just ran out of time. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, thanks to everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure, if you're new to the channel, or if you're a returning viewer, like, comment, subscribe. Check out all my other stuff. I do lots of videos on Magic the Gathering, and I'll do more videos on this deck. We'll go back to the deck list real quick just so you guys can see it. Again, this is Mono Red Parasite with Etali as the commander. Point of the deck is to steal spells from the opponents and try to find a win, you know, through that. And I think we got to see moments of that in this game. Again, people scooping early and stuff kind of threw the whole thing off, but we definitely had some cool turns where we stole some really important things. I'm still tweaking the deck, which is the phase I'm at right now. I mean, the deck is pretty ironed out. I know, you know, 99, 98% of this is going to make the final build, but there's just a couple things I want to tweak, like having some creatures down earlier as blockers, which is why I added Charming Scoundrel in the beginning of the video, so that, you know, I can get value early on in the game, but also have a blocker in case I'm getting attacked by everyone. So just stuff like that I'm trying to iron out. But this is the deck list as it stands now. And